Hello and welcome to the Big Bang Theory podcast. My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
We're back.
We are back.
We've missed all the action.
An unscheduled intermission.
We've had more misses than Mick Jagger.
No one said anything about it, did they?
Well, someone said to me yesterday, like, I was looking forward to the podcast.
Oh.
So one person.
Okay.
Thank you, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. Tim? Thank you, Tim. Yeah, but we're here now.
We're here now, so don't even worry about it. We're back.
I mean, if you're not going to do anything after that, what are you going to do?
Might as well pack it in.
Might as well pack it all up.
Pack it up, pack it in. Go home.
Let me begin.
I mean, that's how the song goes. I'm not prepared to read out raps yet. I've not reached that stage of my life.
No, I don't think we need to do that just yet.
Anyway, we're back. You're back. Thanks for sticking with us. Sorry, we meant to do a cup fourth round preview.
We did.
But
we were otherwise engaged.
Events really overtook us.
Yeah.
That we don't need to bore you with. But honestly, we tried our best to fit it in and just didn't manage it.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we were there last night, like you were.
It was a bit of a bad time to do it, to have a week off.
Yeah, it was.
Just for my own brain, because it's all this stuff that now I'm like, have we talked about him? Have we mentioned that? Basically, we missed the end of the January transfer window. Yeah. Including transfer deadline day.
Yes, missed it all.
And there were some developments since last time we've done one of these. And then also there's the fourth round Nottingham Forest match. Well, there was another match that we haven't talked about, and we're going to have to just forget that.
Forget it.
Don't worry about it.
So
not important. I don't think we won.
So the big news of the transfer window was we sold our top goal scorer, Malenik Ali, the only man in the world to be called Malenik.
I know, but we only won so far.
Yeah, we have to wait another 975 years.
Well, unless anyone's named after him. I mean,
yeah.
You know?
With only babies born, you know. What was his finest achievement?
Because plenty of people are called, like, that goal.
Yeah, that goal, yeah.
That goal's his finest achievement. Plenty of people are named after, like, you know...
Bobby Charlton.
Yeah, but, I mean...
Dennis Law.
Yeah, but that's not... Those names aren't kind of tied to any specific date, are they? Whereas Malenik is. But plenty of people are called, like, Autumn.
Yeah.
Who maybe aren't born in the autumn. I don't know. Like, is anyone... I feel like there's other names out there that now people don't worry so much about, like, oh, yeah, but that's supposed to be... You know.
Well, is everyone called Noel born on Christmas Day?
Yeah, exactly. No. Doubt it.
Edmonds, of course, the famous one.
Yeah. You were very close to being born on Christmas Day.
Yeah, I was 2 days short, yeah.
Were you... What was it? Were you early?
I believe I was on time.
Okay, but if you were a couple of days late, you would have been...
Christmas Day.
You'd have been saying, my name's Noel, and I'm here with my...
Yeah. Like the sliding doors moment.
Noel and Dan.
I don't think this podcast would be as popular.
I think your life would be improved immeasurably if you were called Noel.
I disagree.
I would be the first. My life is? I would be the first to want this to be true, but you just aren't a Noel. I would love it if you were one, but you're not a Noel.
No,
I don't know who is. Well, sometimes you see someone who's called Noel, and you think, yeah. Noel.
Well, the three Noels that I can think of, that presumably are the ones everyone can think of, maybe four with the famous vet. Are any of them Noels, really?
Noel Edmonds, Noel Whelan.
Oh, I wasn't thinking of him.
Who are you thinking of?
Gallagher and...
Noel Gallagher.
And why can't I remember his name? Fielding.
Oh, yeah. It's strange, isn't it? There isn't that many famous Noels.
Not strange at all. It's just a curious name.
Yeah.
If you're called Noel...
I've never thought about it before.
If you're called Noel, email in.
Have we got any listeners called Noel?
And when were you born,
I reckon we haven't.
Well, prove us wrong, Noel. Get in touch. bigbangpod@gmail.com. Or if your name relates to any other season.
Or
is your name Swithin because you were born on St. Swithin's Day?
Or Pancake.
Yeah. Or Ashley if you were born on Ash Wednesday.
Maybe. Have we ever had an Exeter player called Noel? Noel Blake.
Noel Blake, famously.
There you go,
Was he
yeah.
born on Christmas Day? Why didn't I think of him before Fielding?
I don't know. So
Blakey. Okay, so
rubbish.
anyway, Malenic's
Rubbish.
gone.
He was rubbish. Good player, but bad manager.
Good player. For, we think, $1.5 million.
Yeah, that was kind of the reported fee. Now, some of that will have to get kicked back to Halifax.
Yeah.
But
That is quite a chunk of change.
Well, I think, if we go on just kind of like the general kind of reported fees, we bought him for 70 grand.
Yep.
And then exactly 1 year later, sold him for 1 million.
500.
Yeah, 1.5 million.
Yeah.
Which is decent.
That's amazing.
Decent bit of business.
It just. Fair play, whoever masterminded that.
Yeah.
Marcus Flitcroft, perhaps, or Taggy.
We don't hear so much about Marcus Flitcroft anymore, do we?
Well, he's there.
Is he?
Yeah. Isn't he?
You never hear him mentioned anymore. You never hear.
That's because people were moaning because when we weren't buying strikers, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
maybe. You used to never hear the end of his name, Marcus.
Anyway, Taggy or Gary or Perks or Marcus or someone else can take some credit for that.
No chance. His Perks got anything to do with it.
You don't know.
A chance. Not a chance.
Got his calculator out.
I'd be surprised if he even knew it happened.
What, you think he's asking around?
Just think he's just,
Where's that fella, Malenik?
Where's that guy? Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, he's gone.
He's gone.
So that's the big bit, really.
That's the big bit out. Was he replaced? No, he wasn't really.
Well, in
a way,
he was replaced by a player who plays in the same position as him, from the same club we bought him from.
Malenik 2.0.
So we've now got Andrew.
Yep.
Oluwabori.
Yeah. Okay. We'll have to get you to say that. Well done.
Welcome, Andrew.
You've practiced much harder on that than I have. Welcome, Andrew. Good to see you. So we'd like, please, Andrew, no pressure, but a 2,000%, 2,000-fold increase in your value. I think I've got my maths right.
Yeah.
200-fold.
Whatever. Let's get a hefty old
2,000%
profit on Andrew as well.
Not a mathematician like Perks. That'd be great. So he's a winger as well, right?
He's a winger, not us. But then Coldwell's already saying like, I might play him in the middle kind of thing, like he did with Ali.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
He did much better out wide on the whole, I'd suggest, Ali. But, he did play there sometimes.
Can you say his surname for me again?
Oluwabori.
Okay. Andrew Oluwabori. So he's come in.
Just call him Andrew. We've got Andrew, we've got Tony, like...
No. I think we can do better than that. So he's in for a fee. He's now our player, correct?
Correct. Other permanent signings.
Yes.
2 centre-backs.
We needed it.
1, Ed Turns.
Yeah. Brighton Academy.
Got anything to say about that name?
Well, obviously the joke is, does he?
Yeah. Does he?
Yeah. Straight into Morgan Gibbs White, but more on that later. Ed Turns. So we
signed him from Brighton.
And we own him.
We own him now. We own
you, Ed.
Yeah.
And straight into the team yesterday. More on that later.
Yeah. The other...
Did we pay any money for him? We think we did.
Don't know.
Okay.
Maybe. The other permanent signing we didn't pay any money for is Angus MacDonald, who cancelled his...
Hold on, where's he from with that name?
Not Scotland.
Oh, he's English, right?
He came from Aberdeen.
Yeah.
But, must be Scottish at some point.
There's some heritage like there, surely, Angus.
But all I know is he doesn't sound Scottish.
No.
He used to be in a relationship with X Factor singer Alexandra Burke.
Bosh.
I don't know if anyone of our listeners remember her. She, all I can remember, and I've never been a big watcher of that program, but that she did a cover of Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen by way of Jeff Buckley, I think, because I think it was the Jeff Buckley version.
Agreed. It was Christmas #1, I believe.
Was it?
Is that right? I might have made that up. I think so.
Bit of money for the old Buckley estate, maybe, or perhaps just straight to Cohen.
No money for Angus MacDonald, I'd imagine, because I don't imagine Alexandra was getting much either.
Probably not. No. And they're not going out anymore anyway.
Dumped.
But they were. We don't know who dumped who.
We don't know.
But maybe we could find out. But yeah, I don't...
Imagine if our
Leonard Cohen considers the Jeff Buckley version to be the best version of that song.
Has he got any views on
and he
Alexander
wrote
Burke?
it. I don't know what he thinks about Burke's version,
No.
but maybe we could email him and ask.
Imagine if the only guest we ever got on this podcast was Alexandra Burke.
Or Leonard Cohen.
Or Leonard Cohen. He died, didn't he, Leonard?
He did die, yeah.
Alexandra, alive
We're
and
quite
well.
bad at getting whether or not people have died on this
Cohen
podcast.
definitely died.
But Cohen, yeah, pretty certain, 99% certain he's dead.
Sorry, Leonard, if you're still with us. Unlike Bill Withers.
No.
So
Alexandra Burke is alive, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Now, Angus MacDonald takes our MacDonald count to 3.
It's absurd.
So that's Sean.
But he's 2. There's now 2 with an A.
Yeah. Sean and Angus
Yeah.
are Mac Donald. And Kevin is
Mook. Yeah.
Donald.
Like the restaurant.
Like the restaurant and the old.
Yeah. No, but isn't old MacDonald? Because you say old MacDonald, don't you?
Do you know what? I've never bought the song words for it to know.
I've never had the lyric sheet out of that one either.
No.
Anyway, they're the permanent transfers.
They're the permanents.
Yeah.
Now, to add to our defensive portion,
Yes.
surprise return. You're right, Czech Diabate came last week.
Well, he was already our player.
That's right, he was. But, well, I don't know why I'm building up to it, because Alex Hartridge is back.
He's back.
Everyone's favourite ruddy farmhand.
I can't believe it. I was gutted when he left, and I'm really pleased that he's back.
His mum, driving instructor Sue Hartridge, is delighted.
I know. Yeah, it's great for Sue. It's great for all the staff at the farm.
Yeah. Yeah, the animals are already producing better produce.
Well, it won't be long until spring rolls around, and he's back just in time because, you worry about farmers in this day and age, don't you? Now with all this inheritance tax business, and they're all driving up to London in their tractors.
Yeah,
maybe Alex can come back and lighten the load a bit.
Surely.
Yeah.
Cut to a montage of Hartridge helping out distraught farmers, just wearing a pair of dungarees, no shirt underneath.
Absolutely, yeah.
Throwing, lambs across streams and bays of hay.
In a nice way.
Yeah.
Right.
Rescued.
Yeah, okay, good.
Bales of hay across his broad shoulders.
Yeah.
Lovely to see. I honestly, when that came up on my phone, I was like, actually, genuinely, I never wanted him to go in the first place.
Me neither.
And it's only a loan from Wickham till the end of the season. He's not playing there. They're on the promotion push. We need defence.
Well, he had already played because obviously that's the game we missed.
Yeah.
Again, can't remember who it was against, but I remember him hoofing it a lot, and it brought tears to my eye.
Yeah, it was Stevenage, but we're not talking about it. And one other loan. Yes,
Ryan Trevitt also back.
Oh yeah, of course. Brentford again.
Yes.
So
him and
getting the old band back together a bit, isn't it?
But him and Tony must know each other then.
Well, Tony said, didn't he, in his welcome interview? Well, Trev said.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Good lads. That's my impression of Tony there.
So that they've got each other.
They've got each other.
But also Ryan Trevitt knows everyone else anyway. So
yeah.
Yeah. So that concludes the transfer roundup.
Yeah, that was quite a lot of action.
It was quite a lot of talking, but I don't know. I think it could have been a bit more concise. If we were editing, if we ever edited this, do you think we would leave in all that stuff about Leonard Cohen and Alexandra Burke, and do you think we would take it out?
I think that's the only thing we would leave in.
Maybe, yeah.
Get rid of all the football chat.
We would maybe just fact check who's dead and who's alive.
I'm sure Cohen's dead.
We're not going to edit it. We've never edited before, or very rarely, and we're not going to start now.
No, we certainly are. Not for Leonard. Not for Alexandra.
Definitely not.
No way.
Anyway, let's move on to...
So, the big game. First game in the fourth round of the FA Cup for 44 years.
Yeah.
Before I was born, before you were born, before lots of listeners were born.
A long time before some of the listeners were born.
Yeah, before Gary Colwell was born.
No.
Yeah. He's younger than me, tragically.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
he's my age.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Get rid of it. Go on, look it up.
Look it up.
No chance.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he looks old, but you know how, that doesn't must work in my brain.
Well, all right, well,
He can't be.
I think he's born the same year as me. Or maybe the year after.
What year were you born?
I'm born 82, as we've just established.
Yeah, no, he's older than you.
Oh, is he?
But only a bit.
81.
He's born April of 82.
Yeah, same year then. Okay.
Yeah, so he's in the year above you at school.
He's in the year above me at school.
That means he's older.
Oh, right, he is old. He's fractionally older.
But he wasn't
born.
That's true. Wow. Gary, younger than I thought.
However, Kevin McDonald was 18.
He played.
He played for Spurs. So, yeah, it's been a very long time. Obviously, it's been a massive build-up, especially as the weekend's gone. It's quite nice being the last game of the weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because obviously normally we're like, let's get back to the league, but for once we're involved.
But also, if we were on the same day as all the others, then we wouldn't have got any coverage or anything, you know. And as it was, we got a bit. There was a feature on
BBC Breakfast,
where a little man with a beard walked down Parliament Street.
Yeah.
Don't know who that guy is. I've never seen him before in my life.
Yeah, you have. He's on BBC Breakfast. He does the sport.
Does he?
He was on Strictly once.
I've never watched any of these things. I've never seen him before, ever.
Well, he's fairly long-standing.
Is he?
Yeah,
but it's not like one of the big hitters. It's not like they got Jamie Theakston or...
Theakston? He's so not a big hitter. He's on Heart FM.
Yeah, but he's a bigger hitter than that guy, isn't he?
I don't know. That guy's been on the BBC.
Okay, right. He's not Naga Manchetti.
No, although she's now on the radio. Keep up, Dan. So
It's not Nick Grimshaw.
No. Did you watch the Parliament Street segment?
Yeah.
He's really making a meal out of it. You don't need your elbows to walk up that road.
No, also, I mean, I know they just throw these things together last minute. There's like, oh, what has Exeter got? Oh, a really narrow street. It's got nothing to do with anything. Nothing to do with anything.
Shot. It's a good shot, isn't it?
They should have found the big tall man from Dixon's and gone like, look at him.
Sure, that's where they went wrong.
More of a landmark.
One of the 7 natural wonders of the world.
Yeah.
He's massive.
Anyway, saw that. They had that. There was the club did lots of good stuff.
Yeah. I would have gone down Butts Ferry, by the way.
Yeah. Although lots of places have probably got those kind of little ferries, haven't they?
Have they?
I don't know. Anyway, there was a
disappointing.
There was a build-up with all the displays that had been made, which were funded, organised by the lad who plays the drum on the big bank, and I assume some of his mates, or it seemed like it was mainly him.
Yeah.
And funded by the supporters just chipping in.
Looked really good, didn't it?
Looked excellent. Loads of work gone into that, and it was really worth it because it looked great, and it made it all a bit kind of like, it was a bit of a kind of like special feeling.
Yeah. Obviously, Forest weren't exactly full strength, but all of their best players were on the bench, weren't they?
Yeah. They
still had very good players on that pitch to start with.
Yes. Yeah.
And obviously the build-up was freezing cold.
Well, it was so packed. Now, it's quite often sold out, isn't it? But I think that was as close to being sold out and actually everybody's come.
Yeah.
Because I think I saw the actual attendance and it's only about
8,300 something, wasn't it?
Yeah, and 8,300 is the capacity.
Yeah.
And there was 8,219 people there.
Right, yeah.
So that it was jam-packed. At one point, the stewards are freaking out. I mean, I came fairly late, I suppose, and the steward's going, "You can't get in there. There's no space." And I was like, "I think it'll be all right." And I just walked through.
There was indeed
There's
space.
plenty of space. But,
do you think everyone, as well, there was less space because everyone had about 4 more inches of coat on them?
Yeah, obviously that didn't help. Yeah, summertime, there's more room in there.
Yeah. I have long johns on, in case anyone's wondering.
Right.
Snug.
There you go.
Yeah.
Roy Keane and Ian Wright down on the pitch doing a bit of pre-match build up.
Yep.
And then Mark Pugach as well. They built a little studio on some scaffolding on top of the bit where the Jungle Path cafe is.
Which, by the way, proves that there's definitely something we could do with that space.
Yeah. Although I think if the solution was no one can have a pint ever again at half time, I think there might be some pushback.
Sure, but
I think there's a way to do both.
There's a way to do both. That was a temporary structure. I'm sure you could do something.
Yeah,
I know they're exploring it, but just a reminder.
It was a big day. They extended the electronic advertising hoardings.
Taggy got in a full extra 50 metres of advertising, I reckon. Moving advertising.
Flogged a lot of it.
Yeah.
There was more stuff in the build-up. There was a campaign involving local tailor, Zibel.
Yeah, is that how you say it?
Or I think it's that.
Yeah.
Zibel is a suit shop, which is round the back of the Guildhall.
Yeah.
A bit gaudy for my taste, if I'm perfectly honest. However,
Marvellous use
what
of
they
the word
offered
gaudy.
up for the Exeter City team was anything but gaudy. I was really thinking, like, because they kept doing these sort of teaser videos of, like, Zibel himself coming in, measuring them all up and all this, and I was like, what are they going to be wearing?
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, you know, like the Spice Boys, you know?
Yeah.
And then when it came to it, they just had on a grey jumper, and that was it. Why did they measure them for that? They haven't got them made up, have they? They're just like they're out of a packet.
Yeah,
They're not custom made.
Isabel's not made of money.
Literally a grey zip up, like quarter zip top, and some black trousers,
a Coldwell special,
and a pair of white. Yeah, that was exactly what I thought. It's
Yeah.
like they literally all dressed as Gary Coldwell.
It's the way he'd like it.
Is that what he said to him? Hey, you're all gonna get grey zip up like me.
Yeah, maybe the tailor came and measured them all, and he was, what do you want, lads? What can I get you? And then on the way out, Gary got alongside him and said, we'll just have the grey jumper, thanks.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, they all put these grey jumpers on and walked in. I think that...
I love that as well, but I did love it when they all walked in, the video of that, and everyone's clapping them coming in.
Yeah, brilliant.
Love that.
Lovely.
We should do that every time. Not make them all walk up from town, but make them all come in together. It was a nice thing, wasn't it?
They sort of do, don't they?
Well, they all park their own car. I get it. They park their own cars and come in twos and threes, don't they? But
yeah. Anyway, it was all good stuff, and it all made it feel a bit kind of different.
Yeah.
And it was...
Well, I had low
enjoyable.
Expectations. Perhaps like many of you listening, we'd seen the goals against count of the last 3 games. We'd seen the performances.
We'd seen Forest beat Brighton 7-0.
Yep.
At the weekend.
Etc., etc. I mean, by this point, they were the highest ranked team left in the competition.
Yeah.
If you missed... Someone beat Liverpool. I don't know who it was.
But it's the magic of the cup.
Magic of the cup.
Anything can happen.
Anyway, anything did happen because 5 minutes in, Vinnie Harper started really lively, didn't he? And started causing trouble straight away.
Yeah.
And ended up with the ball going out to the right-hand side. Cross comes in. Their keeper has an absolute... Mitchell, wasn't it? Their keeper flaps at it like you've never seen anyone flap before.
Well, it's just like a very simple catch, and then he just drops it. And
who's there but everyone's favourite Northern Irishman?
Yeah, FA Cup goal scorer.
Josh McGuinness to slap it in.
Yeah.
1-0.
1-0.
3 minutes, 4 minutes gone?
Something like that.
Flipping crazy. I didn't believe it.
Me neither.
I don't think anyone believed
Bedlam.
it. Bedlam. I took my scarf off and swung it round my head.
Did you?
Yeah.
Very European.
Thank you.
Josh McGuinness is one of those people that he's shaving off his moustache.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look right.
Yeah.
I know people that
He's got a big top lip.
I know people that, like, I remember from when I was a kid, they had a moustache, probably for, and then they got rid of them.
Someone's dad or whatever.
Yeah. They got rid of them, 30 years ago, and I still think, where's his moustache? It doesn't look right. And that's what happened with McGuinness. His face looks naked.
Yeah.
But
Bring it back, Josh.
But he did score, so 1-0.
Yeah. So that's 1-0. Madness. I thought, well, I didn't expect that.
Well, I was sort of pleased with that, really. I was like, there we go, we got a goal.
And then about 15, and then Forest obviously took control. What you realise watching a team like that is, A, they pass really quickly.
Yeah.
B, the pass goes essentially where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
So there's no need for the player to move, the player who's receiving to move very far. Therefore, he's also able to pass it on really quickly because it's already within the range of his feet.
I've always said this about when bigger teams have come to play at St James's Park, or when we've played against kind of teams much higher up than us, it looks like the players kick the ball differently. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, their technique is like, it just looks better. There's something about it. I don't know what it is, but I noticed it a lot last night. So they were kind of like obviously on a different level, but just even in the way they kicked it. But
I think the penalties proved that. More on that later.
Yes.
So
Forest are a very direct team. Caldwell absolutely nailed it, by the way, tactics wise.
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest, counter-attacking team. What do we do against a counter-attacking team? Let them have the ball.
Yeah.
And at what points I was thinking, we are sat so far deep on letting off this lot. And then they did score 2 goals. But ultimately, it was a masterclass.
Yeah.
He got it. He couldn't have got it more right.
So they scored on about 15 and about 25, didn't they? And Whitworth had one he saved. He had another mistake. So we're doing okay to be 2-1, to be honest.
I was very glad to get into half-time at 2-1.
Yeah, same. Their keeper, had he gone off at this point?
No, that's in the second half.
Second half. So 2-1 at half-time, and you think, okay, it's not embarrassing. It's nowhere near embarrassing. It's excellent.
Yeah.
We're in it at half-time. Well, no one expected...
There's a few... I mean, obviously, there's a few differences. We've got these 2 new lads playing centre-back.
Yeah.
Hartridge can't play. He's cup-tied. Diabate, he can't play. He's cup-tied.
Yeah.
Trevitt's in there from the start.
Yeah. Jake Richards is there.
Jake Richards is in there. Ed Francis is back where he belongs in
what a relief that
midfield.
is.
I mean,
What a
really
relief.
is. And he's really good in the midfield.
Yes, we've forgotten it because we've had to watch him not play in that position, but he's
Yeah.
very useful player.
But yeah, second half starts, and then we equalised.
I mean, it's another... The keeper doesn't look good, does he?
No. He had to go off soon after this with an injury to his pride, I think.
Yeah, that's right. He got it right in the pride.
Yeah.
The cross comes in. McGuinness, excellent header. That, does exactly what he's supposed to. Keeper kind of gets to it, but it comes straight back. McGuinness hits it back at the keeper. And my favourite named player, perhaps of all time, Willy Bolly, sticks his foot out and it goes over the keeper.
Yeah.
But
if Bolly hadn't done that, the keeper probably would have saved it. But anyway, he didn't. I'm not sure that's going to go down as a McGuinness goal or an own goal, but it looked on target to me.
Yeah.
Even though... Because I'm not sure how much they factor that in. I think as long as it's on target, then that's what happens, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because even if the keeper's definitely going to save it, and even if it totally changes direction...
No, if it's on target...
So we'll call it a McGuinness goal.
Well, absolutely. He made it happen.
He did. And...
so that's 2-2.
It's 2-2.
On about an hour.
Yeah, and then it's like... I mean, it's been... The Big Bank's as loud as you've ever heard it, probably. Yeah. And then it's just, great and quite tense.
Yeah, but back and forth, isn't it? And you think, like, could we get anything here?
Well, obviously they were kind of like, they
started bringing the players on.
They started bringing all the lads on.
Yeah.
Wood.
Yeah.
Gibbs, White.
Yeah.
The other lot.
Anderson. Yeah.
They've already bought, and then the keeper,
yeah.
Sells, comes on.
Yeah, Williams.
Yeah.
It was insane.
They all come on. None of them can do anything. Whitworth makes a couple of one very good save. Is that in extra time, possibly?
Yeah, that one's extra time.
And there's another one where Wood heads it straight at him. But we probably had the best chance to win it.
Was that extra time?
I think it's in extra time.
So before that, we were on 90 minutes, and Ed turns, who's been really good.
Oh, of course, yeah, sorry.
He's been really good. We've been attacking. The ball comes out. We're maybe a bit pressed. He takes a swing and connects with Gibbs White in the thigh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously hurt the fella. No intent there at all.
It's not like vicious.
He started swinging before he's even seen the player come around the corner.
It gets a red, and you can't really argue with it.
And he doesn't really argue with it. McGuinness has a go, but
he just can't.
Turns looks distraught because obviously
can't argue with it. Yeah, I mean, it's his debut. He's played really well. It's a very pressurised environment. It's in their half. He doesn't even really need to make the challenge.
No.
Shame, because that's on his debut, and he's playing really well.
Yeah.
But
I don't think he should feel any shame in it.
No, and now he'll miss several matches.
Yeah, it depends. We think it depends on what the ref decides about it.
Yeah, I tried Googling it. I have no idea, because to me, 3 matches for that seems... I mean, fair enough, it's a red card.
Yeah.
But I think 3-match suspension seems harsh.
Because if it's dangerous, it can get 3-match suspension. So it's whether the ref decides it was an accident or not, I think, essentially, or whether he was in control and blah blah blah.
All right, we'll see, I suppose. But anyway, so yeah, then in injury it goes to extra time.
Well, then before even that, their striker Iwanihi breaks his nose.
Oh yeah, is that before the full time?
Yeah. So that's on about 90. They've already signalled for 10 added minutes.
Of course, yeah.
10 added minutes. Because it's been, the keeper's gone off.
Yeah, so we don't start the 10 minutes added on until we're well past 103 minutes or something. And then we have 10 minutes of time added on.
Yeah.
Then it goes to extra time.
Yes.
Then we have this, at some point, have this excellent chance. Jay Bird's come on this point. McGuinness is playing centre-back.
McGuinness, by the way, I've never seen him so good. Me neither. I've never even seen him close to as good. That was his game, wasn't it? That was his.
Yeah.
He was running the show.
He absolutely sort of took responsibility for the whole team.
Yeah, and he said as much in the interview afterwards, didn't he? Yeah, on the ITV interview.
I mean, he was the captain.
That's what he said. I'm the captain.
He behaved like it.
Brilliant.
Excellent. And we've been critical of him recently. Not overly, because I think half the reason is down to the reason he doesn't get as good results is because of the system we play.
Yeah.
But you cannot fault that performance. He's playing centre back. He's doing it really well.
Yeah.
But then
we take off Macmillan, who's kind of one of only 2 recognised defenders still on the pitch, for Jay Bird.
Yeah.
Colwell throws the kitchen sink at it.
He's like, go for it. And it's so nearly paid off. I mean, it did pay off in terms of we got it with 10 men, 2 penalties.
We played about 40 minutes with 10 men.
Yeah. And we had this chance for Pat Jones, and it was a hard one, but it was a clear chance.
Well, Andy's gone round the defender, hasn't he? And the defender's held on to him, and he's in the box.
Oh, you think he could have gone down and got a pen?
He could well have gone down. I've seen people go down under that kind of pressure. Whether he gets the penalty or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
The only thing in the back of my mind is the ref's given a red card. Does he think,
I could even things out here?
Well, it's not even that. I don't think the ref being biased, but I'm sure they have that in their minds a bit,
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, we'll never know.
We'll never know. He shoots just wide. McGuinness can't get to it.
No.
And it had everything. Had Roy Keane doing the diving gestures from his box.
Yeah.
It had Ian Wright waving to us and cracking up and eating a pie.
It was just, it was...
But honestly, I think it's one of the best games of football I've ever seen.
It's one of the best. I mean, there's been so many over the years of kind of incredible nights and matches that go and watch City, but it was right up there, wasn't it?
It really was. It really was. Up there with Carlisle.
It was just, it's so good. Such a good night.
I'm just laughing the whole time.
Well, then we had this penalty shootout, which everyone knows what's happened by now. We've had the penalty shootout. We lost it.
Yeah.
Reece Cole has one saved. It's not a bad penalty. Keeper goes the right way.
Yeah.
And then on his debut again, the other debut, so smacks one off the bar.
Fair play to him for stepping up.
Absolutely. And
fair play to all of them.
And Nottingham Forest, every single one of their penalties was impossible to save. So,
was your favourite bit when Chris Wood scores, absolutely blasts it in? We're giving all these players grief as we do, and he just glares at us all. The whole
1,000-yard stare back at the big bank,
and the whole big bank just takes it. It's just shut up, and flipping egg, he's going to kill us.
I didn't. I thought, mate, you're pathetic.
No, I thought fair enough.
I thought he's absolutely pathetic. And I'll tell you who else I thought was pathetic.
Who?
All the Forest fans who celebrated that.
I agree with that. He didn't celebrate. He just gave us a look.
Yeah. The only one I liked about was Matey, who scored that second goal, who didn't celebrate because he's like, I should be scoring here against these. Chris Wood, the same. Mate, you shouldn't even be... This shouldn't even be happening.
I thought fair enough. I liked it. I like Nico Williams, who scored the winning penalty and just walked back to the centre.
That's
what you mean.
Showed a bit of class too.
Yeah.
But
anyway, that was that.
It was great, and we would have got Ipswich in the next round. That had already been drawn on the One Show
at home.
Who made the draw again?
Theo Walcott and Alex Jones.
Oh yeah,
Alex Scott. Alex Jones is the
two
presenter.
of the worst people that have anything to do with football punditry.
I like them both. What's wrong with them?
They're both absolutely awful. Theo Walcott is, I mean, him mainly. Alex Scott, whatever, I could take her or leave her. Walcott.
Oh, I don't mind him.
Oh, he's the worst.
Oh, no.
I hate how he's kind of like had his whole career. He's gone like, oh, I'm the erudite one. Mate, you're not. You're a knob. You've got nothing interesting to say. At least he's chopped off that top knot.
That's gone.
But anyway, we would have had Ipswich.
Ipswich at home.
We would have had Ipswich at home,
of course. We nearly got Argyle.
I know. There was 3 teams left in. There's 4 teams left in there.
Yeah.
Us, Ipswich, Argyle and Man City. And obviously we drew Ipswich. However... Do you know what I mean? Like, we've had, if you include Luton last year, and I suppose Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
I know different cup competitions, but we've had these opportunities where we could have drawn against, like, we could have got a glamour tie.
Yeah.
And, like, all these other teams, every time they've taken offence when fans have said things like this, but it's not exactly... only this year is Forest, and Forest are kind of like all these teams have got a good history, but Forest are only this year good.
Yeah,
they've been crap all the other years. I mean, in terms of being a big team, they've massively underachieved for years, and then they had Steve Cooper in the Premier League. They hung on, did all right.
Yeah.
It's only this year they're actually decent. So that was like, oh, cool, we're playing a good team. Who are like, but again, not one that's full of like stars. Like, I can't remember the time I saw Morgan Gibbs White. I'm not going to be telling my grandkids that, you know.
You never know.
But like, and then so, and Luton, you know what I mean? Like, but and then to have it for us to have the next match be Ipswich also at home.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like just kind of the same. I know it's a further round and it's obviously be great to be in it, but it's like just the same but not as good. Like Ipswich, all 3, if you include Luton in that, all the 3 Premier League teams we've played recently have all been like not far off. 2 of them have been in the same division as us a lot in recent years.
Yeah.
And the other one not massively far off it. So I don't even really mind that we didn't go through, because that would have been the next match would have been the same as last night, but against a kind of like even less exciting team.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Anyway, I mean, given Gary Caldwell's cup record for Exeter City, presumably next year we'll also make some progression in the cups.
Maybe, if he's still here.
I mean, what you cannot say that Gary Caldwell hasn't been a good cup manager.
No.
He's done as much as all of the previous 10 managers in the cup.
Yeah.
Hasn't he?
Tisdale had his moments.
Hardly.
Well.
I mean, it was terrible some of the time under Tisdale. Think of all those terrible ones that we lost. You know, first round, not even first round proper, you know, anything like...
Yeah, I know, okay.
I just think Caldwell, you cannot deny...
Obviously, Tisdale, Liverpool away wasn't his finest hour, was it?
It really wasn't.
You know, yeah. You can't take anything away from Caldwell, and I don't think anybody is.
No, and I think he was genuinely gutted. I think he knew how close it was.
Yeah. So now we need to take this and try and use it.
Yeah.
Some of this positivity to improve our fortunes in the league.
Caldwell's joke was that
League One.
Yeah, you're going to stitch an FA Cup badge on McGuinness's shirt on the side.
Oh, to make him score.
Yeah,
you could do that, or Gary, or you could train him to put some balls in the 6-yard box for him. So either one's fine.
Okay, well, more on what's coming up in a second. Welcome back to the Big Bank Theory podcast. Remember, you can email us bigbankpod@gmail.com if your name particularly relates to a time of the year or time in history. Are you called Hastings? Is your name Billy Bubonic Plague?
Yeah.
Get in touch.
Please do.
Go on.
We had a request for a feature.
Oh, yeah.
Which was... I think there was even a name for it. I can't find it now. Anyway, basically, it's like it's sort of how close are you to an Exeter City player?
Oh yes.
The example being, this come from my brother. His driving instructor taught David Wheeler how to drive.
Yes. Okay.
How, have you got anyone got anything like that? Did you do an internship on Sue Hartridge's farm? Did you?
I got one.
Yeah.
I tried to. No, I did for like a day in primary school. Get to go out with one of Martin Rogers' daughters.
Oh, there you go.
So, if that's not top connection,
That's
I don't know
pretty
what
good.
is.
I used to play in a five-a-side team down the Riverside indoor league.
Oh yeah.
With Martin Rice.
Oh yeah. I used to live on the same road as Trevor Morgan.
Yeah, very good.
Anyway, tell us yours. The stupider the better, obviously.
The more tenuous, the better, really, yeah. Send them in.
Got any more?
I can't think of any more now. But
I once nutmegged Sufjan Gazghazi.
Did you?
Yeah, in a Saturday league game.
There you go. Sufjan Stevens.
Yeah, he wasn't there. Yeah, we want to know. I'm sure you got interesting ones. I'm trying to think of all of mine now. My wife fancies Andy Taylor.
What, still?
I haven't asked her recently, actually. Right. Okay, good feature.
I once saw Steve Flack coming out of a shop.
Oh, yes.
Certain type of shop.
Building supplies, presumably. No, these are all rubbish now.
It's got to be more than you just seen him in town.
Yeah,
because you see him in town all the time.
You do.
So yeah, there's have to be. If you got any connection to any player, past or present, get in touch. Hopefully, we'll get more response to this than we did asking for email pictures of people's hair.
Yeah, we only got 2 of them.
No, we did get one, didn't we? Which I don't think we've mentioned, have we?
Have we not mentioned it?
We got another one, and it was a nice haircut and a nice face.
I thought we mentioned it last time.
Maybe we did.
Well, I don't want to do him out a disservice. Yeah, Sam sent us a lovely picture. I think we called him handsome.
Okay, right, we've already mentioned it. That's not.
Sounds like we're obsessed with Sam.
Yeah.
Sorry,
not been looking at it or anything.
No. It's not my wallpaper on my phone, Sam. Don't worry about it. Okay, so we're back to the league. There's no more cup fun for us, but maybe we can take the spirit of the cup fun.
Hopefully, up next is a big.
The old 6-pointer, as they say.
It's a big one. Cambridge away.
Cambridge away.
They're bottom of the league, right?
They are bottom of the league. They've played less games. Oh, no, they haven't. They've played the same number of games as everyone. They've got 50... No, they haven't. Can't do the maths. They got 23 points.
We have to beat them.
Firmly bottom.
We have to beat them.
Because we're now in 18th. We're only 5 points above Shrewsbury, who are top of the relegation zone, although we have played a game less. But Bristol Rovers have played the same games as us. They're right behind us.
A lot of those teams behind us are picking up points here and there when we're not playing and when we are not picking up any points. So this is crucial.
Obviously,
that we get something here, And we need a good performance. We need some of those lads to step up.
Yeah. Frustrating that Turns is out suspended, whatever that will look like.
Yeah, but then there's Hartridge. I mean, people will be going like, Hartridge. But, at least he is a player who plays in that position.
Yes.
It's better than having Ed Francis there. As decent a job as at times he did.
Yeah.
It's better to have Hartridge just headering it away, isn't it?
Yeah. I think Tony's proven to be a good option off the bench as well, isn't he?
Tony looked brilliant.
Yeah.
And I think him and Jones need to be kind of like I want to see more of them.
You want to give them half an hour, really, don't you?
Yeah, I want to see more.
Really, as much as I like him, and I really do, he can manage for 60 minutes, and that's kind of it.
That's fine as long as we've got those options, And then maybe that can be either way. Like maybe Harper starts or maybe he doesn't, and he comes on later on.
Yeah. Because obviously Mitchell's still getting back to fitness, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's getting there, and I want to see. We didn't buy any strikers in proper centre forwards in the January transfer window, and obviously Ali's gone, so we do need to see some goals from somewhere. Now, encouraging that McGuinness got a couple last night, and we've got Olawabori coming in, who is an attacker, and then we've seen.
Well, Trevitt gets goals, doesn't he?
Trevitt too, yeah, he does score, and we've seen some positive stuff, like I said, from Pat Jones and from Tony Ugani. So that's where the goal's going to have to come from. Let's get the boys on the pitch.
Let's get them on the pitch. Let's get the ball in the net.
Let's get those boys back out on the grass.
Let's get the points on the board. Okay.
Stick it in the onion bag.
As they say, yeah. And then on March, I know we're not quite there yet, but March is mad, isn't it, for like 2 games a week, basically. So they'll come thick and fast. We're not going to get points in all of them, but we do need to be getting goals, getting some wins.
Yes, we do. We do. And then, there's no easy games now. You know, every match is... We've got to try and pick up as many points as we can, and quickly, because we don't want to be kind of getting drawn into this. We're already kind of in it, really, aren't we? You know, we're well in it.
Yeah.
And we need to kind of step it up a bit. And I think, you know, last night should be a kind of bit of a springboard. I think last year it wasn't. When we beat Luton and we did well against Middlesbrough, that didn't seem to affect our slump in the league. In fact, it kind of brought it on. It was a couple of days after that we were getting... I think a couple of days after the Middlesbrough game, we got beat by Wigan in the FA Cup, and then we got battered a week or so later by Bolton 7-0. So we need to not let that happen again.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, they've got the tools. I think they've brought in...
Well, it'd be so frustrating, won't it, after seeing last night what we're capable of, if we then can't do this in the league. It'll be so frustrating, because you think, why? They're clearly good enough.
Yeah.
But
we can take it to Cambridge. They're going to be low on confidence. They'll have watched last night.
Yeah, come on. I want a convincing win. I think we can get it.
Yeah.
I am optimistic.
Good.
Might not sound it, but I'm positive after last night. I think that showed so much.
Yeah.
So much like character, and that's what we're going to need, and you always need in a kind of relegation scrap if we are going to get in there. We are going to have to show a bit of like character, and they're going to have to stand up and sort of show how good they can be.
Yeah. Now it's the old lunchtime game. So,
oh, is it?
Yeah, 12:30.
I hate this season with all these times.
Fair play to anyone who's going, because that's a hell of a way to go, and even more with 2.5 less hours to get there.
Not a good ground either. Rubbish.
Come reward those supporters.
I think they're finally getting rid of that badge, aren't they, Cambridge United? You know, we used to talk about that badge quite a lot, didn't we? They've got like an old-fashioned footy on it.
Yeah, it's going, is it?
I think they're finally getting rid of it, yeah.
Well, they changed it.
Saw something about it.
A mortarboard.
I can't remember. Waterboard.
A mortarboard.
Oh, was it a waterboard?
That'd be dark. Yeah. A waterboard. No, a pair of glasses. That's what I do. I put a pair of glasses on a football.
Yeah, reading a book.
Reading a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. Okay. Well, thanks for bearing with us. Sorry we're very late to the party.
Yeah, and then that's it. There's no Tuesday game next week, is there?
Don't think so.
No, there isn't.
So we'll be back next week.
We're back after Saturday, yeah.
To talk about all the good stuff, we hope.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Great.
Gary and the boys. What if they wear those Zabel jumpers again?
Maybe.
Seems silly just wear them once.
Well, Gary's snaffled them all away.
He's like, taken
this will last me for 10 years. I'll get one out every Christmas.
I don't think they're going to fit him. I don't think they're going to fit him. It might fit him at the beginning of the season.
Well, he'll keep him for the summer.
Yeah, keep him for the summer. It might be a bit too warm then to be wearing a cashmere sweater.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Anyway, you could do what I usually do, which is like put a jumper on, no t-shirt underneath. Then you get too hot, you've got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Every year they make that mistake.
Yeah, I don't know why you do that. Always wear a t-shirt. I trust your judgment on most things, but on that, I think like you've lost it.
I don't know why I do it every year.
I mean, I'd go as far to say as that's madness.
I'll try. I'll try to not do it this year.
Please do. Yeah. Keep us updated anyway.
Oh, if they're flogging off those Zabel things...
Would you have one?
Me?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Are you asking then?
Maybe some people might want them.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't know. That would be a curious thing if that did happen, you know?
Oh, yeah.
They usually didn't hand them out to the crowd, did they? Like they did with those cheap, nasty Brazil t-shirts they had for Samba Day.
Oh, they handed them out to the crowd, did they?
They were just handing them out to kids. But I didn't notice them hand out those Zabel jumpers.
No. They've gone back in Zabel's window.
Yeah, maybe. Match worn.
Well, thanks for listening, everyone. I hope you've all recovered from cup fever. I couldn't sleep last night.
Yeah.
Wide awake.
Buzzing.
I was. My name's John. I've been here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Cheers, Noel.
See you soon.